Hi, I'm Javier Cordona. I'm the CEO of Cosybit. It's an embedded wireless engineering firm, and we are the original developers and maintainers of Open 802.11s, which is the first and widely available open implementation of the upcoming 802.11s standard, the mesh standard. And I've been asked to give you a short overview of what mesh is about and how you can use it. Mesh is a technology that allows creating dynamic networks of nodes. It's peer-to-peer, multi-hop networks. So each node in the mesh is capable of forwarding traffic on behalf of other nodes. At the starting point, the network is created by establishing peer links between different nodes. And once those peer links are created, once you have a network, so something like this would be the initial state of a mesh network, then you would create peer links between those nodes that are in range, and that's called mesh peering. And once that mesh is created, you would have to create paths to be able to reach any two nodes in the mesh. So this is what's called path selection. People also refer to these as routing, but path selection is the term that's normally used for layer 2 forwarding or forwarding of frames. When would you use a mesh network? Well, when you're trying to create a self-healing network of nodes that are all capable of doing 802.11 wireless, establishing 802.11 wireless links. The mesh is implemented essentially in the kernel, most of it. So there is the peering protocol is implemented in the Linux kernel, at least for open meshes. If you want to do a secure mesh network, then you would do that. You would require a user space daemon of SA. Path selection is done in the kernel as well. And frame forwarding also happens in the kernel. It's all part of Mac 802.11. You manage a mesh network using the user space tool IW, which you also use for many other tasks. And the mesh stack is actually part and fully integrated with Mac 802.11. So any driver that works with Mac 802.11, in principle, with maybe some minimal modifications, would be able to, you could use it for mesh. So the requirements is that you have a Mac 802.11 driver. Your driver needs to be able, it needs to be able to beacon, so your device needs to be able to send beacons, which are in this implementation right now. They're only used for discovery of other mesh nodes. And things that are currently in development are support for high throughput rates, and also power save is not supported and not envisioned to be supported in the immediate future. So if you have a client who is interested in using mesh, you should let them know that this is more or less stable right now. It's been in the kernel for maybe about 3 years. The biggest issues, the biggest problems that you have is that the standard has not been ratified. It's expected to be ratified at the end of this year. So different implementation phases or different contributions to the mesh stack have been based on different versions of the draft, and as it has evolved, and even the current implementation in the kernel doesn't fully match what's with the latest with the latest draft. So that's one of the things that people considering to use mesh should be aware of. Also, there's a big diversity between the different. I mean, the level of support for different hardware changes a lot from device to device. Probably the best supported device today would be an Atheros 5K device, but also the mesh works okay. At least the open mesh is known to work very well with Atheros 9K drivers. You will probably receive questions regarding support for high throughput, which is currently not supported. You will also receive, you should expect questions about how can you prove that the mesh is doing its work correctly, and that means how can you show your clients that the right path is selected and the most efficient and the traffic is routed through the best possible link. And those are difficult support questions, but something that if you have a sniffer, you can, with a sniffer capture at least, you can see a lot of what's going on. If you go to open802.11s.org, there are patches for the most recent Wireshark and the most recent mesh stack, and that would allow you to analyze that traffic. We also provide debugfs information with a lot of statistics on how many frames were forwarded, how frequently a path has been refreshed or discovered, and also IW provides a lot of configuration knobs into the mesh. That's things like how frequently how quickly to expire a path, or how frequently you should be sending action frames to do any type of mesh management activity. And if you have any questions, you should not ask Luis Rodriguez, who doesn't really want to be bothered, but you can call us anytime. Javier Cordona, CozyBit, www.cozybit.com.